And start when?
We should be live.
Oh
So.
my gosh. Okay, alright, go for it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Alright. Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody here? Everybody excited?
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Me too.
I'm so excited, I can't hide it.
Sean, what in hell are you on tonight?
I haven't smoked weed in 2 days, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So he's like
Awesome.
he's good to go.
All right.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. It's about a young man in his late teens named Ezra. In the land known as the Southern Kingdoms, there was a great and terrible war where hordes of orcs, goblins, trolls, skeletons, necromancers strolled across the land, burning, pillaging, and destroying cities, towns, and villages. Entire lordships and fiefdoms have been destroyed, and at the very northern tip, a small village, there lives a town that is dwarven in culture, but about half dwarven and half human. So it's like kind of the Lincoln log built buildings with thatched roofs that have dwarven runes and designs carved into the logs themselves. It's a logging village and a hunting village. Uh, One day, young Ezra went out on a hunting trip. Am I right about this? Did I get this right, Ezra?
Uh, Ezra and his friends had heard that there were some wolves around, and they were gonna go and do their thing and try and get rid of the wolves.
They were out trying to stop the wolves from attacking sheep and stuff.
Yeah, all the livestock.
When they returned, they saw a pillar of smoke rising over the thick evergreen trees, and they rushed to find their wall-less village in ruin, where poor Ezra found his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hain. I don't know. I don't remember their names. Sorry, buddy.
Kara and shit. What was his dad's name?
Kara and Neil.
Yes.
They had been slain with a great sword quite violently. With that, Ezra took up a sword and shield and began a life of adventure, secretly hoping that one day he would have a chance to find the band of orcs who had destroyed not only his family but his entire life. The war had gotten so bad and the resources had become so scarce that Ezra, along with his adventuring party that he had made, decided to leave the Southern Kingdoms with the hope of growing in strength and possibly one day returning to restore peace to the Southern Kingdoms and possibly save them. The only ship that they could find was on a small dock. It was a small transport that did a trade route between the northern town and the southern ports of a small, humble continent called Belfum. He, along with his friends, hopped on board the aptly named Black Pimple, captained by Samuel Guernsey, and sailed north. When he arrived, he found plenty of adventure that involved skeletons, orcs, goblins, vampires, wolves, snakes, you name it. Ezra fought it. Spiders,
Slimes.
Froghemoths.
froghemoths,
And destroyed.
shark folk, you name it. Ezra fought it, and he won every single time, almost without fail.
Although He was almost eaten a couple times.
Yes, he was almost eaten several times by many different types of creatures. At one point, he was asked by the Lord of Blue Kettle to take out his son, Roderick, and teach him how to be a man. Roderick, sort of half hesitantly, half apathetically, followed the party. And through a series of terrible mistakes that the party made, Roderick was captured by a pack of cultist ninjas. Thankfully, Ezra was able to track down the ninjas and track them to a cave where he crossed blades with a vicious blonde anti-paladin in black plate mail. The anti-paladin crushed Ezra's left arm,
and destroyed my shield completely.
And destroyed his shield. But Ezra and the rest of the party were finally able to defeat him. They left him behind, thinking that they had killed him. And Ezra returned to the Blue Kettle a hero, because not only had he saved Roderick, but he had also saved a lot of prisoners that they were holding that were caravanners who were able to continue their work, traveling all over Belfum, not only continuing their trade, but spreading the word of a small adventuring group known as the Ebon Ring.
Luckily, I don't think the Lord of Blue Kettle actually found out that the son had been kidnapped for a day.
He hasn't said anything to you about that, but no one truly knows what he knows. But he brought back Roderick II, a better man, and he began to grow into a capable combatant as well as a good up-and-coming leader. Ezra settled down in Blue Kettle for a few months. The rest of the adventuring party went their own ways. And when springtime came, Ezra made the decision to purchase the empty mug that sits on the Southern Highway at a three-way stop between the Four Corners, Weeport, and Blue Kettle. He decided to yet again put up a post requesting young adventurers, the first of which was a half-orc from the west, a half-orc monk named Ralmir. Unfortunately, Ralmir was the victim of extreme human prejudice against orcs, and Ezra was able to not only prove Ralmir innocent of a crime that he was not guilty of, but he was able to ensure that Ralmir had an actual friend in the civilized world.
I wouldn't call it friend exactly, but okay. At that point in time, orcs in general were still a very, very unhappy subject for Ezra.
True. Ezra found in his company within the next week a human, actually three clerics, which was at my request, and a rogue. He also had a arcanist who was named
Alexander
Gray. That's right, Alexander Gray. It's been a while. The six of them. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot one other party member who cannot be forgotten. A small halfling rogue, named Saphiri. The six of them went down to the empty mug to cleanse it of a drow gang that had taken up residence there, where they met the wicked seductress enchantress, Athena, and her merciless, uh, bodyguard, Verst. And they also met someone else, a half drow, half elf named Ziria, who was able to get them into the empty mug and help them to defeat Dathina for the first time. Very quickly, they discovered that Dathina was up to no good and that she was attempting to collect a set of artifacts that could give her what was considered the greatest power in the world. They traveled south to a cave where they fought Dathina's gang for a second time. And then, after securing the artifact that she was after, the Heart of the Sea, they made the decision to go to war with Dathina and bring her down. They, after a series of steps, made a few friends, made a few enemies along the way, and ultimately were able to stop Dathina's reign and take her out of the Four Corners completely by killing her. And then, after that, they had become famous not only in Blue Kettle, but in the Four Corners as well. And their fame grew all throughout Belfast. Now, everybody knows what happens after that because we have it all recorded, so I won't go too deep into it. But after a series of events, they find themselves at the entrance of Tyal at opposition with the young, wicked Lord Malcolm. He has told them to stay away from him and that he will allow them to move freely about the city. You guys managed to get yourselves back into the city after a ridiculous new system of taxes. And you've made yourself at the entrance. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take us to a new map. It's another kind of world map. And I don't have the world map token. So you guys are standing at the entrance. The town is abuzz because people are coming to and fro, mostly to get to the city because there is a great tournament, the Knights Tournament, where people participate in the joust. It is the most prestigious competition in all of Belfast, and people come to it from all over the land in an attempt to not only bring fame to their lord, but to bring fame to their own name. Now, you guys can all see most of this, or you should be able to see most of this. Or, I'm sorry, not most of this. The stuff that you can see is the places that you have been. You've been to the bank, which is right here. You've been all up and down this road, which is the main road and sort of the central hub where all of the trade takes place. Down here, on the southern, more poorer end, is one of Saphiri's contacts. This is the Rusty Dagger Tavern.
Where is it?
What did I say?
You said...
Saphiri. So, down here.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know there was a space down there.
Yeah, that's the Rusty Dagger. Actually, Elendra's been there too, hasn't she?
And Ezra has as well.
Yeah, yeah, the amount of information that Saphiri knows is actually a little bit different from what the party knows. So sometimes I don't show every little thing. Got to give the rogue a little bit of secrecy.
Well,
Just
yeah.
light the map up, would you, Raj?
Well, I don't know if you've been all over the map, but you've been a lot of places. So you guys are, like I said at the entrance, I've said that like 3 times now, and you are sort of stuck in Tyal for the next 2 weeks. I'm railroading you here. Unless you just say, Roger, listen, we need to leave the town, then you can.
Look,
but,
bro, we need to go to the Wild West, okay?
I'm ready for the Wild West. It's done. Wild West is done.
My hometown.
So Svelgard is done. The Emerald South is done. Pretty much the only places that are completely done are the Four Corners and Tile. So,
Sweet.
what do you want to do?
So you decide to railroad us to the one place that you don't have done?
It's a strategy to keep me there working.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
As we walk in, Zero ask if anyone on the way in can we hit a magic store so I can get some scrolls to maybe help us out for what we have to accomplish. And remember, this is all in our head, so no one can hear.
Yeah, we can
That
go
you know
find
of.
Yeah,
Some
super
kind of magic store.
paranoid. Super paranoid. Can't let anyone scrying in on us until we get into cover.
Yeah, we that's probably a good plan. You never know what else we could possibly get. We might even want to pick up a couple extra potions.
Yeah.
And stuff like that,
Actually,
just in case.
I could do something about that. I've done some
Oh,
studying
yeah.
on the way here.
Good for her. She read something.
She unfolds a diploma.
It says College of Potions Making, and it's got Snap written at the bottom.
At the bottom, you see the signature, and it says like college administrator, and it says Anya Fireborn with a smiley face next to it.
I want to say that it's in Safiri's handwriting.
Oh God,
Yeah,
Looks like it was
so
drawn with
it's
crayon.
worthless.
yeah, that's one of her aliases. Is a school administrator by that name.
So
Dang.
what I've actually learned to make is bombs, not potions.
Yeah, so be careful when you drink those, guys. Make sure they're properly labeled.
Such a dick, Safiri.
Damn it.
I'll let you guys know though. Make sure we don't discuss anything out loud. They could be watching at any point.
Because, you know, an
Oh,
entire
watch
group
it.
of people walking through town utterly and completely silent is so normal.
If you will
Right.
recall, Safiri is actually like first off Girl Scouted. Second off, not with you guys.
Oh yeah.
She's
Like she's a little bit off. She's like ahead of you.
No, she's behind us.
no, she's ahead.
Oh, is she?
I'm ahead.
She went in before us.
Well,
Yeah.
fine.
Because remember the bugbears.
Yeah. No, I thought that
Bugbears.
she had waited for us to pass before that, but
Sounds like a terrible movie. Remember the bugbears. All right.
anyway.
It's Remember the Titans, but with bugbears. So
I
I
wanna-
the
I wanna
rest
see
of us
this.
will definitely go to the magic store to look for whatever we might need.
fine.
Okay.
So I'll start heading in the direction of the main road. But I am going to take a detour and avoid the bank.
Yeah. So if you want to go into the store, I'll give you
It's in the
guys.
right direction, Roger.
Oh yeah, there's not. Yeah, you're in an area where it's kind of like, okay, you go into a store. So the party will make their way down the street. Anybody who wants to can make I'll put you guys back on your proper role play map. Anybody who wants to, you can make perception, sense motive, cast any spells.
Who put those horns on me?
I thought it was you.
I feel like I just saw the two.
I'm
Oh,
looking
that's
super
sense motive
shiftily around at everyone.
I can't believe that it took you this long to
We were on
By
the
the way,
other
that's
path.
23 to perception.
It's a 35 natural 20 sense motive.
I got 29 for
Oh my god,
perception
that was
and a
so
14 for
funny.
smoke. I thought
Okay.
you would did it. I come back to that. I thought you were the one who did it.
Gotcha. So, Safiri, when I said sense motive, when I prompted you to sense motive.
Oh wait, you said sense motive?
Yeah, he's trying to get a feel for like, is there anybody who's like. It's a wisdom check, and it's sort of like, is there anybody suspicious? Like, is there anybody who's got
Right.
suspicious attitude? With a natural 20, you clearly will catch the head of, someone who you're quite familiar with now, one of these dark-robed, stealthy guys up in a tree. No one else could possibly have seen them. They're so stealthy, but you're so on it that you catch him, and the two of you practically make eye contact, and then he will disappear into the bushes.
That's not good. So I will telepathically signal to people that they are indeed being watched most carefully by
Five,
fucking
are we still
ninjas. Who do you
invisible?
think?
yeah.
Are we still
No.
invisible besides the
No.
Fury?
No.
No.
We're not.
You were invisible like 10 miles from the town, and then I had to make up a story about bugbears to get you in the city.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Defend
Yep.
the city! Trump, 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 Trump.
I kind of want to name this episode "Remember the Bugbears."
I'll brush and remember the mud base.
Like in terms of like you know how you label an episode of a TV
Episode
show.
7. Remember the bugbears.
Oh my god,
This
yes.
is
Syria, you don't have any way to like summon a bugbear, do you?
I might.
Yeah, I could do that, but summoning spells suck balls in this game.
I can do that.
Excuse you.
Harry, so will you send Rawl over to Saphiri for me? It's just a little bit of makeup, and we got ourselves a bugbear.
I just want it for a distraction.
Well, I mean, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Actually.
So we have sufficiently derailed ourselves here.
no, yeah, no, we're I well
100% on track.
the prompt was sense motive, and you caught with the critical, you caught a single stealthy rogue, not with his team, and he ran away.
Oh,
It's ninja.
Raj,
Yeah.
I
don't think our
swear
train
to
has
God.
been on its track in a very long time anyway.
I swear to
I'll relay
sweet
the message
Jeebus.
though from Saphiri to everybody,
Thank you.
and keep an eye out too.
Goldleaf narrows her eyes at Raj. What did I do?
I'm so paranoid now. You don't even know
All
how
right.
paranoid I am.
I'm going to sort of disappear from the main streets. I'm sort of going to hide myself in a bush, and just sort of keep an eye out.
You can
and I
roll
will-
an 80 stealth check. That's insane.
What'd you say?
You could roll an 80 stealth check with invisibility. You're
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's if she didn't
Anyway.
move.
I think I only have like 2 ranks in stealth too. Anyway, so I sort of just hide as I assume these are the shops that you guys are aiming for.
More than likely.
Okay.
There is a magical shop called Mishart's Magical Goods on the main road that you guys are on.
I don't like
Actually,
the look of that guy.
I noticed the building next door, which looks like a blacksmithery, to go see about armor.
Yes, there is a blacksmith, and he is open. It
Guys,
is
we're gonna die if we do this. We're splitting the party.
We're 10 feet away from each other.
It's literally right next door. You can hear us unless you
Yeah,
somehow.
okay.
maybe I oversold my threat a little bit.
Maybe I'll hide in these bushes. Okay, Angie, do you feel better now?
Yeah, maybe
I wish you could put me behind the bushes in like the map layer, but I know that's not a thing.
Yeah, maybe I oversold my emphasis on everybody needing to be together.
We're all terrified. You've got literal ninjas looming over our heads.
Okay.
Ezra, what are you doing in the magic shop? Blacksmith's over, one down. Get out of here.
There you go.
Ezra just looks over at you and like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
The blacksmith. Boss, it's the next one over.
No shit, I know that. I'm in the magic shop for a reason.
It's okay, I'll be quick. Do you need anything, sir?
We're probably gonna be grabbing magic potions as well. So I mean, like, good lord, man.
Well, here, give me a little money and I'll make sure we get everything we need.
I'll stay here in case you need a certain amount.
Okay, sounds good. Sir, I'm looking for some scrolls, some potions. Is there anything you can do for us?
Yes.
It's gonna be diplomatic.
What do you need?
Well, I could use 2 scrolls of fireball, 2 scrolls of lightning bolt, a mass invisibility, a scroll of teleport, 10 potions of healing, and anything else for you boys?
Can't think of anything else.
No, that should do it. Maybe a yeah, I mean, do you have Meteor Swarm? Zirio will smile viciously.
This is the most renowned store magical goods in all the land.
That's why I came here. I've heard all about this place.
Yes, I can get you all of that.
Roger's so creepy.
Raj, I don't think you want to give him that spell. The last one he was talking about. I really don't think.
You rescue the princess. Unfortunately, she is now a pile of ashes.
As is
That's
the whole city. It's it's more of like a last resort. You never know.
Says, oh. What is the spell?
It's meteor swarm.
You really don't want to give him that
Is it like an actual like destroy a city spell?
pretty much.
Oh, they're not gonna have that for sale.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like
ninth level
5
spell. I had to shoot my shot.
Crazy.
He says, that is not an ordinary spell. We do not keep such a scroll here to be sold to the most common passerby.
As soon as he says commoner, I'll look at him.
Ziria?
Like, just glare at him a bit.
Ziria,
like-
don't do it.
In your head, you hear Ezra going, "Shut up!
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
Don't
in
say a word."
that was in
I,
Ziria's
I
head
will
as well.
I will politely mentally remind everyone that we are being watched and it would be best not to stay in one place too long. Get your stuff and get out.
Okay.
I can provide for you up to a level 3 spell scroll.
Well, the fireballs will have to do, and the lightning bolts. And
No teleport?
So
No,
Ziria,
he doesn't have
you
teleport.
Need to get a list of the costs real quick, and then we'll have Greenwood do his thing while you're getting the costs.
Okay.
Portions of mage armor.
Yeah, he will sort of kind of like one of those guys at Academy, kind of show Greenwood the goods. Say, yeah, I mean, if you need some plate, I got some plate over here. We can get it fitted to you pretty cheap, I think.
Nice quality stuff here. See about getting a set of riding plates. But I enter myself in the upcoming tournaments.
He says, "Oh, I got some stuff that I can get it fit to you. So do you want to do like a breastplate or maybe some full plate? The problem is that these knights, they know what they're doing. You're gonna want a good, strong set of armor."
I prefer to keep myself more on the light side, so maybe a good set of best breastplate.
He'll say to you, "All right, I'm willing to get it for you. I'm just letting you know that jousting is more of a strength-based game. You're going to want your armor to be as thick and as sturdy as possible."
But it is a level of skill, and then having such bulk, not used to so much bulk, can really get in the way.
All right, I'll do it for you. So are you going to buy, like, what do you want to buy? Armor basically is kind of a tricky thing for someone like your class because you're kind of a dex-based.
Greenwood, do you know that you could
Yes.
always get an agile breastplate?
That's probably what I will get is an agile breastplate.
Oh, I got some. That'll do you nicely. He'll show you some different sets of armor, and he'll say, "How about this?" And he'll sort of hold it up to your chest.
Do you have anything in mithril?
Ooh, mithril. I sure do. I don't sell it to just anybody.
Trust
costs
me,
you a
we're
pretty
not
penny.
just anybody.
He says, I'll sell it to you, but it ain't going to be cheap."
We're willing to pay the price.
Alrighty.
We're also,
As-
willing to offer something else in exchange for goods and services.
Oh, what do you... Okay.
Oh my.
Like magic items. You know I don't roll that way.
He doesn't know.
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
that to
he does
Greenwood.
Not every guy is gonna like fall over. Okay, go ahead.
I know. I was just making a comment because I'm a dick.
I was about to say comment too.
But she's like, we are traveling around the world. We're adventurers. We're quite seasoned, I would say, and we do find some very interesting goods that people leave behind in places. Perhaps we could bring you something back in return for a small discount.
He says, all right, well, what I'm going to need is I'm going to need 1,400 down. What's your dip roll? Roll diplomacy.
I will roll diplomacy. That would be a 29.
He says, well, I have heard stories of the Ebon ring, and, it's true that from time to time, adventuring parties keep their words. You seem like an honest young lady elf. So I will be more than happy to give you the armor with a small down payment of 1,000 if you can return with some kind of fancy piece of either armor or weaponry that I can sell to cover the rest of the cost.
We can absolutely do something like that.
He says, all right, bring me back a piece of either weaponry or armor that's at the value of 1,000 gold, and I'll take 400 now for the agile breastplate.
Sound like a good idea to you, Greenwood?
Sounds a great idea.
All
I
right.
have an idea, the perfect thing to give him.
He's appreciative of your effort to mimic his accent.
Sorry about
That's a true salesman tactic. It's called mirroring, personality mirroring. So he will appreciate it, and he will take 400. Or you wait. I'm sorry. You have to give him 400. He's not gonna reach in your pocket.
that. I had him on 400.
He says, "All right, come back later this afternoon," and he takes some measurements. He says, "We'll have it fitted to you, nice and tight."
Okay.
My name's Bill.
Bill?
Yes, sir. I'll see you later this afternoon.
Okay.
It's a pleasure
Speak
doing
it.
business with you, Bill.
And you leave. Okay. So, Ziria, what is the total freaking cost of all of this magical? What's it?
3,000.
3,050 gold.
Okay. If you want to wheel and deal, you have to make a dip roll. Yeah, his name is Bill the blacksmith.
29.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll against that. So you get a 10% discount when you wheel and deal with him.
Your math is bad.
He knows that
So
this
basically,
man
that's
is my
just that's
brother.
300 gold
It's-
off. So we'll say it's 2,750.
Saphira, if you look up, I casted a small cantrip called Enhanced Diplomacy. It's a
Fair
0 level
enough.
spell.
Mm.
It's even in the thing.
Oh.
I see it.
Yeah, you guys chat so much and you roll so much without telling me what you're doing because there's so much going on. I miss a lot of it.
I use the side chat only for bullshit when I don't say anything.
Yeah,
Same.
I know. So
So yeah, that's 2,750 in total.
you've collected, it's up to the 3rd level. And if you want to buy Meteor, that's like you have to go to you probably have to go to Vesh and you probably have to to buy an apocalypse spell, a spell that causes an apocalypse of a city. It would be, there would be a lot to, well, a lot to that probably. So he will say, "Thank you for your coin. Please return at any time.
Why, thank you, sir.
I'll see you later. Come again."
I said we never step foot in that store again because that dude is obviously creepy.
Jesus fuck.
This is his personality. All right. So you guys have collected all your magical goods. You've commissioned a agile breastplate.
So as soon as I hear them coming out, like I leave, and I start heading south.
Wait, hold on.
Hey
Safiri,
guys, where did the
here's a
child go?
healing potion just in case. And I'll
No,
start
do
healing
not interact with me.
No.
Or where did the child go?
South. You can hear my thoughts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Safiri, if you get a chance, I've got some healing potions for you.
I'll deal with them later.
So Safiri is leaving the party?
Apparently.
No,
She's
Safiri
just
is staying
staying
a
ahead
couple
of us.
steps ahead of the party, as always. Looking as innocent as possible.
Raj, what level of a caster was that guy, by the way?
That
What
would be
level?
meta
You
knowledge
don't-
that you couldn't know.
You could.
I
You want to
need
magically size him up? Is that what you're doing?
No, I just need to know for the healing potions. It's just
Oh, what level was he?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that depends on how much you paid. So he can cast
No,
it at
I'm
any
getting-
level.
yeah, I'm getting first level healing potions.
Yeah,
but
then he's
just-
casting at level 1. You're not paying him for a level 1 potion and getting a level 7 potion.
Bonus. Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Womp womp.
Safiri heads south.
Just
Closely
barely ahead
followed
of
by
us.
the rest of the party. Not super
Yeah.
closely, but close enough.
Okay.
It's gonna look like a big gang of like adults following this little kid. That's not gonna look sketchy at all.
Well,
Ezra
Safiri is not
has-
suspicious. She just looks like a girl walking down the street doing her
And-
thing.
Oh,
And we're
okay,
a bunch
I
of
see.
armored bastards.
You're fainting the bank, is what you're saying.
Huh? Oh, no.
Safiri's I'm not with these guys. I'm ahead, but they're following me. But people can't really tell.
Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not associated with them. So I'm heading south,
Got you.
and then I'm going to go to the Rusty Dagger.
And we will too. Eventually.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably.
I assume that's okay with everyone, right?
Sure, why not?
That's the best place for information at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
So, we notice anything along the way, Raj?
You can make perception checks if you want. I'll put you on the.
Hey, I see nothing.
Wait. I think we just went past the Rusty Dagger.
The rest
Oh,
of the
wait,
should be
there's-
at the end right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's right there on the where you're at right now.
Cool. Sounds
Hey,
good
Raj,
to me.
32 perception. Is anyone following us?
You get the feeling that there are people, informants all over the place at this point. You're starting to get a sense like there are eyes on you. And you step into the Rusty Dagger.
Yeah.
Hang on. We all know I have this map. I just have to find
Yes,
it.
we do.
There's a lot of them right now. There's too
I
many.
mean, I know. I was like, what map does Raj probably have out? Rusty Dagger. That seems like a good one to do.
Maps all day long.
On Tavern.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our home.
It's quiet. Most people. This is not the Rusty Dagger. This is not
Yeah,
this is the other dagger.
I see Henry.
Yeah, this is the flowing
Wrong
flagon.
Tavern.
My bad.
That's the flowing flag and not the rest.
My bad. They look very similar.
I'm sure.
The flowing flagon is a lot bigger.
There we go.
And the Rusty Dagger has that, or the Flowing Flagon has that picture of Safiri in the office.
Yeah.
It's the
All right.
best picture ever.
Next. Okay. So you guys show up. Romir just drops his token right at the bar.
Yep.
And I'm right there next to him. I'm just waiting for the others to get the information. Because
So I say, Ziria, come with me, and I head to the back.
I'll follow Safiri, and mentally I'll be like, before you start talking, let me cast a few spells to protect us.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'll just cast non-detection, so no one can scry in on our conversation.
Eve stays outside.
Okay, sounds good. So I head out, and I head back to the back room.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop. I open the door. Are these people actually there, or are they relics?
You go to open the door. You grab the handle and it's locked.
I break in.
You break in, disable device. You actually break your little thief tool on the
No.
somebody hears you, and then the door slides open. A pair of eyes look around. They don't see anybody but Ziria.
Oh, Zero, you gonna die. I jump up as I see the door slot.
Yes.
I do like a pull up. There we go. That's a 33 to jump.
Boing,
Okay,
boing,
so you
boing.
you jump up, and so now Ziria's hanging on her little hands are in the slot. So Adrian's gonna open the door.
Ziria really starts chuckling. He can't help it.
Ziria or Adrian will open the door, and Safiri will go with the door.
Still swinging backwards.
She's still got her fingers just in the little slot,
Just on the slot, yeah.
Wait. I'll cast my non-detection around the room. Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to hold up on that for a second, because are all these people actually here?
Yes. They're
So I'm gonna be
packing. They're packing.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, all right, don't mind this guy. He's with me. He's fine. Because I don't want you to get accidentally stabbed in the throat by trying to do magic on these people without them knowing about it.
Your call, boss.
And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. You're with me now.
Kana Morcana, and I put up a scry.
Oh, for
Sure.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, this is why I took Ziria with me, because I'm like, Ziria probably has 50 things that'll be useful in this circumstance, because Ziria does literally anything. So I'm going to be like, okay, so you guys are headed west?
We're heading back down to wherever you want us to go, boss.
All right.
We were told that you were setting up shop in that little new settlement.
Yeah, so head there. You'll see things starting to get set up. You'll see some familiar faces there, and they'll help you get acclimated and get stuff working. But one thing I need to know is, where can I find Ron?
Ron, he's in town. He's at his office.
Where's that?
It's down by it's in the arena district. It's an old office building just down the street from the arena.
Cool. I thank them. I say, all right, get your stuff packed. I'll see you there in a couple weeks' time.
They go to leave, and then actually Aedrin will stop. They've got their black backpacks on, keeping in thief fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And Aedrin will tell Safiri that there is a lot of buzz about the Ebon ring, and that there's a lot of non-thieves guild rogues. He will give Safiri the information about these rogues.
Right.
That they're not from. They've been imported.
Right.
They're a different style of rogue.
I gotcha.
We've never dealt with them before.
I'll say, one other thing, Adrian, while you're here. Do you know a way into the castle that can be relatively undetected? Sewers, a garden gate, something like that?
Aedrin will say to you that he doesn't know. He hasn't gone anywhere near the castle because of Ron's orders.
Right. Actually, let's see. Can I roll a knowledge local to see if I know anything about it?
Sure.
Uh,
Okay. So you search your mind.
yeah. This all gets relayed to Ziria, by the way.
Yeah.
And the rest of the party. Just FYI.
With
sorry.
contextually, you have never dealt with this castle ever in your life, but I will give you a clue. The buzz around town is that not everybody is excited about some of what's been going on with this new lord. For example, there are skulls on pikes now decorating the front gate. and that's really caused a lot of issues with what used to be flowers and, noble animals and crests are now skulls and death and evil. Not everybody's too happy about that. In fact, most people are not.
Right.
There was a coup. There was a attempt to retake the lordship. The captain of the guard was basically trying to stop Malcolm, and the word is that he's actually somewhere in town, and he would be the one who might possibly know that.
He's the one I swayed, Safiri. He believed us.
Right. Sure. I sort of brush that thought away. And I go, okay, that sounds potentially useful. Yeah, all those guys can go. I tell Patrick and Steven it was nice to see him again.
Safiri, you're kind of like a boss, aren't you? Zero will smile at you.
Like a
Nope.
mouse.
Definitely not.
Yeah, you ain't gotta lie to kick it with me. Anyways, let's
Roll
get
me a
down
sense
to-
motive.
Safiri makes a bluff check he made a bluff check that is a whisper, so Ziria roll sense motive.
Bluffs don't really work when the person knows the other character and knows they're a liar. But sure. I feel.
Oh, sorry.
Unfortunately, you have to sort of role play, wink,
I was like,
wink,
no,
that you believe her.
They're friends from school when I was younger. They just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Safiri, I don't want to have to read your mind. Come back inside.
Aww. No. All right, we gotta get moving. Oh wait, I opened this chest. Is there anything in it?
Wait, I thought we were back here for a reason.
That was the reason.
Oh, you're just using me. He looks at you.
Of course.
Aedrin will completely read Alindra like a book, saying that she's avoiding eye contact with him and he's not gonna make a scene because he's smooth.
Nothing in the barrels. All right, moving along.
I'm sorry, you asked me what is in that chest. You open it up and there's basically like another plane beyond that drops like you
chest of
drop
holding.
something in it.
Hey, Ziria, climb in this, would you? But no, I don't say that. I was like, all right, business as usual. Then I close it and I securely lock it back up.
Ezra makes the arm gesture, the universal "don't mess with me" gesture.
Wait.
Exactly.
Safiri, before we go out there, I need to discuss something with you.
Oh my gods. What?
All right, so
They leave.
You know the trouble I'm in, right?
I don't remember. Are you now the Lord of Underwear?
Underworld, but that's the trouble, yeah.
All right, King of Panties, what can I do for you?
Oh, God.
And she puts like a really sarcastic bow onto it with like a huge flourish.
Safiri, I think it would behoove us both if we could, find a good solution to this. You're obviously a mover and a shaker. People are taking orders from you. I'm not blind. Maybe you could help me a little bit? I'd owe you a favor.
One problem at a time. And then I just head out the door. Oh, wait. I have to change my disguise.
Okay.
It's only a
head
28 disguise. I'm just
Oh,
going to
it's
disguise myself as a normal citizen.
Only a 28. Okay,
Sorry, I rolled a 3.
you did, and it was still impressive. All right.
Okay.
So, you guys will all be awkwardly sitting at the bar, and the two will come back out. They sound like, or they have looks on their faces like the two of them are going back and forth mentally. It's like a boxing match that no one can see.
We wait for Safiri to head out first, and then we follow like a minute after.
Oh yeah. Do we know where the captain of the former captain of the guard is?
No, it's local.
Ugh.
He has left the castle. That's the rumor.
Right.
That he's no longer obviously in the castle, which makes sense, of course. but his exact whereabouts, just at a thought, you don't know.
Pub crawl?
Now, I think we should go to see Ron. I think we have several orders of business to deal with him.
I like do like an engineering check or something to see if like I would have any idea about how these like it has a sewer system, right?
Yes.
Kyle, could I do an engineering check to see if I could get an idea of what it might be like?
Sure.
That would be a no.
With
An 11.
With an 11, well, there is a sewer. There is a sewer. A system. You don't feel confident about like shoveling a party through it.
Yeah.
In terms of you don't have the knowledge to know yes or no. Like you can't confirm that it's a no.
Yeah.
And away we go. So I stroll down the street like ain't no thing. I'm just a normal person walking in the general direction of the fighting arena.
Gotcha.
Following, just a little bit behind.
I'm assuming that the party is following.
Yep.
I'd say unless you say otherwise, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take us to the dining room for this one, kiddos. Alright, so you make your way to what was Ron's office. I'm gonna move this over here, move this over here. It's like you said, an old building that just sort of is made of red brick, and it's got a flat roof. And it says Behringer Promotions in sort of faded, kind of old Western paint on a wooden sign that hangs over the door.
I enter.
Okay. You enter, and there is a woman in her late 30s sitting at an old wooden desk. She's got wireframe glasses and has her hair up in like a honeycomb. The
The
hairstyle.
beehive, you mean? Beehive?
Beehive, sorry. Honeycomb. Beehive, yes, that's what I meant. And listen, women's haircuts are not my forte. I'd say I know a little bit,
It's not
but
even a haircut, but okay. It's an updo.
hairstyle.
There you go.
And she's smoking a cigarette while she's typing feverishly at a four-corner style typewriter. And she looks up and she says, "Can I help you?
Can I help you?
Can I help you?"
Can I help
Been a
you?
smoker since she was 5.
Something like that. So I say, hello. I am here as a representative of the great fighter Ralmir. I am his current promoter, and would like to discuss about passing on his business to Ron. And there we go.
One moment, please. And she
The best lady in Monsters Inc.
she picks
Yeah,
I
up.
was
that's
about to
exactly
say
what
that. I was about to say the slug from Monsters Inc.
I have never seen Monsters Inc.
Oh,
What?
I forgot the character.
It's pretty much the exact same character, but well done, Raj.
Well, it's a tried and true character, I feel.
Yep, totally.
She picks up a contraption on the desk and weirdly starts speaking into it. You imagine there's some kind of arcane magic behind it, and she says, "Mr. Burgundy, what's up? There's a little child here who says that she's the representative of." One moment, please. What's the name?
Did she just call him Mr. Burgundy?
yes.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Behringer.
I'm just checking.
I am changing the token.
I love lamp.
I'm changing the token
Wait, it's
of
Burgundy.
Ron to where he's got the mustache and the hair.
Okay. So I will say his name is Ralmir. He's a half orc. You know.
Okay, 1 second. Yes, the representative for Mr. Ralmir is here to discuss possibly having you take over his account. And you hear or in kind of a semi-excited voice, send him up. Mr.
Alright.
Behringer will see you now. Go right ahead, up the stairs. First door on the right.
I say, thank you, ma'am, and I tip my hat, which is no longer a beret or a delivery cap, but instead is just one of those little, like Charles Dickens commoner hats at this point.
Sure.
Like a 1900
That's a newsboy hat, isn't it?
newspaper salesman.
Newsboy. Or something.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So I head in the door. I assumed the others are just sort of waiting outside, looking super suspicious.
They can do as they say. When you go up the steps, the old wooden steps creak with each step. Even though you almost weigh nothing, it sounds like it's going to collapse underneath your feet. And you turn right, and just like she said on the first door on the right, there is a glass-paned door that on the front, in like that old font, says Behringer.
Okay. I knock.
You hear in a very friendly voice, "Come in."
I head into La Oficina.
Okay.
Follow him.
Oh god, he's huge!
I'm following.
You see him frantically, like trying to take off all his thief stuff and put on this fancy suit.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, so
He makes eye contact with you immediately. He makes eye contact with you and he recognizes you.
Yeah, so he doesn't give a shit after that. So let's so I say to him, "Hey, how's it going, Ron?" Or something in my most casual tone. It's like, "Hi, Ron, how's it going?"
He'll say, "What? You're Ramir's? What?"
Sorry. Nope, sorry, you don't get to manage Rawl. He stays with us, unfortunately. But we do need to talk.
He rolls his eyes and he will sit down at his desk and he'll stop trying to impress anybody.
Yeah. Pulls
Disappointed.
his knives back out.
What do you want?
So I just go, in case you didn't know, and out of my bag I pull and I just unsheath it for about 2 inches, my black diamond dagger.
Okay.
Just to show it to him, and I put it back in the bag.
He nods. He was there.
Right. I forgot. How did he get there? Anyway. So I'd say, I don't know if you heard about this, but while I was in the Four Corners, an attempt was made on my life. And you know the code better than anyone, I'm sure. When someone takes a contract out on one of the Thieves Guild underbosses, that person's life is forfeit. They've just marked themselves for death. So I say this and like, you agree, right? I'm trying to be like amenable.
He looks at you and he'll say, "Absolutely."
I say, all right, well, turns out the person who took out this contract on my life was Lord Malcolm.
What?
So this is not a want you to get involved kind of thing. This is not a, expecting your help thing. This is a warning. If you have involvement with him, you need to stop right away because he's going down, and soon. And I would appreciate any information that you can give me regarding Lord Malcolm and his household. It's a 33 diplomacy to milk him for information.
Okay. He will take a sip of a poured glass of scotch. Think about this for a long while. And he will say, "Here's the situation. I'm going to be honest with you because you've been honest with me. The Thieves Guild has an opportunity to achieve unprecedented power in Belfum, more so than we've ever had in the entire world with this new political shift. I don't know why he would attack a fellow guild member. That I have no idea why. But I'm gonna ask you to... Shit. He's torn because
Yeah.
he tried to kill you?
Yep.
What did you do?
And so I show him, like, I lift up my mithril shirt, which still doesn't have all the blood out of it, and I show him the scars, like, across my abdomen, and, like, yeah. And so I just show him, like, all of the... God, what is that weapon called?
Every vital organ hit.
Yeah, something like that. And it's just like, I was a fucking pincushion at this point. Like, I just sort of show him that. It's like, these guys, they come on strong. Attack me in the middle of the street, in my own town, treat me like a pincushion. It was not fun.
Okay, kid. Number one, you pulled off the biggest heist this country has probably ever seen, nor ever will see. So I gotta give that to you. There's no doubt about it. You've earned your place. He's gonna make a choice. In secret. Shit. Okay.
Was that in character or out of character shit?
In character.
Okay.
He will sigh. He will say, okay, so the way to get in is this. And he explains to you that in the far north corner, right near the wall, there is a secret passageway, magically accessible. It was intended to be an escape route for the old Lord, but the new Lord doesn't know about it. Or maybe the only way that he would know about it is just if he's found it. It's cleverly hidden, and it requires a skillful wizard or magic user to find it.
This is on the north side of the castle?
They're essentially the gate hits the wall, the north wall of the city.
Oh, okay.
And you're gonna find it tucked right into the corner where the wall that surrounds the courtyard hits the wall that surrounds the city. Here's the password. I've been given access to it through several inside sources. It's gonna lead you to the main hall right next to the Lord's chamber. Can't promise you that he's going to be there, but that's how you get in. And let me tell you something.
Wait, did he give the password?
Yeah, he gives you the password. It is it's in common.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want the password? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't. It's just a password. You don't have to come up with something. But I was waiting for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Greatness is forever.
Solid. Okay.
And he says to you, is Relmir here with you?
Relmir can make it here. And so I sort of mentally signal Ziria to be like, hey, can you send Relmir in?
Yeah, not a problem.
And I want Relmir to try to be sneaky about it.
Mentally, I'll go Relmir. Spirit wants you. She says be
Whoa.
sneaky about it, but...
And I say, come upstairs, first door on the right.
All right, I'll go.
You know
Tell the
what?
woman at the desk that you're
I'll
Relmir.
touch him before he leaves and turn him invisible. There you go, buddy. No one
I
can
don't-
see it.
All right.
Relmir will come into the office, and he makes eye contact with Ron. Ron will say, "Oh, look who it is! It's the winner. Big number 15, right?
He was 16 last week.
Is it 15 or 16?
16.
Last week you said 16.
Big numbers. No, it's 15 now. Chad died.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he did.
That was the other thing I wanted to ask you about, Ron. Ralmir here, Ralmir looks threatening, I'm sure, would like to know where we can find Stinger and his buddy.
He says, actually, I am more than happy to help you with that. Have a seat. And he motions his hand to this wooden chair that may or may not survive Ralmir's weight.
Check for traps.
I'll just stand.
You don't detect any traps.
Still just stand.
He'll just stand defiantly. Ron will say to Ralmir, he says, that's fine, I understand. He says, I have someone who would very much like to meet you. And he pulls out a stone that has strange symbols all over it. And he will basically activate it. He'll say some word in a strange language. And the appearance of a... you've seen this stone before. Dathina... No, not Dathina didn't have it. The orc had it in front of the empty mug.
Okay.
Do you remember? Do you remember the
Remember when they gave the vision of the half-orc
Yeah,
chieftain that
yeah.
was my enemy? Same.
And she declared war.
Yeah. Basically, a similar effect occurs where instead of it being red, this time it's green. A green light will shoot up from it, and the image of a old, very elderly human male dressed in sort of, he's got a long white beard, bald head, and well, it's white, sort of looking white, as white as it can be because it's a green specter.
Mhm.
Looks like this. And he says, Master Win, allow me to introduce to you Ralmir. And the small figure will bow, and he says, greetings, Ralmir.
I'll bow back.
You can tell that he is a ancient monk, very aged, but he has all the physical symptoms that come with a lifetime of perfecting your body. And he will say, I have been told that my students have brought shame to your land and to your school of fighting.
Yes, they have. Where
This
are
is-
they?
They are here, in their homeland, in the far east. But, for the sake of honor, I have commanded them to return and face justice.
Good. When?
He will look sort of sideways towards Ron, and he says, the public would bleed themselves for a rematch. The name Ralmir has spread all across the land, and the demand for revenge for their hero Chad is palpable. It would be a hot ticket, and I would be willing to set up a date for the rematch.
Set it up.
He looks left, and the image will bow, and he says, I shall arrange for them to return for the national championships. There, we will have a special event where you and your partner shall face off against the two of them in a match of honor and skill. My one condition is this. If they defeat you, you will put to rest all desire for revenge.
Okay.
And then Ron will clap his hands together and he'll say, "All right, it's a deal. So it's going to be 2 versus 2, just like last time." He says, "Make sure you're there."
When is it?
The national championships are at the end of this year. They're the hottest ticket in all of Taiao and in all the country.
So it's a couple months.
Yes, actually, it'll be it'll be next season.
Okay, set it up.
He says, Matt, you're having some mic issues.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The elderly man says, "It shall be done," and then he disappears. Ron will say, "Here's the deal: is that you're gonna need to pick one of the. You're gonna need to convince one of the guys to help you out."
That'll be easy enough.
He says, "All right, a deal's a deal." And he looks at Saphira and he says, "Now, is there anything else before you blow anyone else's cover?"
I quick signal Ziria. Do we need any other information? Oh, I want to do a sense motive on him. Like, do I feel like he will abide by the terms we have made?
Sense motive 29. You think that he's being honest. You kind of are uneasy about how excited he is about a rematch.
Yeah, I kind of get that impression. But on the other hand, one thing at a time.
Yeah, but he's
So
gonna.
I have faith in Ralmir. He never loses, even if I rarely show up to his matches because I'm too busy stealing things.
What exactly do I know, Safiri?
I tell you about the secret entrance that Ron knows about just generally that the townspeople seem to be pretty dissatisfied. I don't know, what else did Ron tell me? I tell you the password. Yeah, and so I say, that's pretty much about it, and where it leads, the passageway. I mean, do we need any other intel on the city or the castle or anything?
No, but we have the general mood of the populace. They will support us.
Yeah, sure. No, I thank Ron for his able assistance and say, as always, Ron, I look forward to working with you again. And I jump out the window.
Okay,
Stealthily, do I jump out the window?
sure. Where'd he go? Or where'd
Was
you go?
the window open?
It is now. No,
I
whether
opened it.
or not it was open before, it is now open.
All right, so I disappear into a back alley or a street or something like that.
They're gonna think Ron
You're
just
attacked by
threw some
ninjas.
kid outside.
Luckily, I'm only like 40 feet away from my party.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
I also, before I
35 feet
leave, I
too
tell
far.
Ron to watch his back. Because if they come for me, they could be coming for him too. Alright, and then I jump out the window.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So-
what's taking so long?
Elendra's patiently waiting for Saphiri and Romir to return. They do.
Well,
Yes.
Ralmir does, apparently.
Right.
It's up to you guys what to do next.
How late is it?
Oh, it's midday. There's still plenty of light left in the day.
Fuck.
Wait, are Elendra's parents in town?
I may
Yes.
have gotten a missive.
Yes. You got a courier. I don't remember how much I told you.
You just said that they
Very
were in town for the
excited
tournament,
courier.
that they had a stall in town.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, they have a stall, and it is in a prime spot at the entrance of the arena.
Let's go meet the parents.
Shit, we're already in the area of the arena.
No, the tournament arena. I'm sorry. Perhaps language.
The other arena.
Language.
The outdoor arena.
I need to be careful about naming all of this. It's going to get really wacky. The lists are located actually near the castle. The tournament grounds are located just east of the Old Stone Keep.
The old
Which
stone
is-
keep.
Yeah, it's a. I'm talking about the Lord's Manor, the Lord's
okay.
Castle. So it's like over here somewhere.
That's not going to be too close to the castle, is it?
Yes, it is this close.
I'm just wondering if we're going to get in trouble for getting too close to his lordship's abode.
It's not like in the immediate area. It's the size. This map is like the map of the city is about 5 square miles. So it's not a big deal for you to travel across it. Like it would be like an hour to get from one side of town to the other. So it's not exactly 5 miles.
Depends on how fast you're walking. You could do 5 miles in an hour.
All right, so tell me where.
Whoa,
I need to
hold
start
on. No,
there.
I was in the Marine Corps. You cannot do 5 miles in a fucking hour. There is no possible way unless you're doing like 4-minute miles. And I can't even do that. And I'm in good motherfucking shape.
You do realize that 5 miles an hour is a 12-minute mile?
Well, I mean, you can't do 7, but 5 in an hour, that's like, you guys are in plate mail. I mean, if I'm...
Okay, I get it. All right,
Enough.
moving
Come
on.
Just chill
it's
out,
like hardcore power walking is what he's saying.
Okay, you
It's hard
guys.
to do when
It
you're...
is a 3 square mile town. It is a 2 square mile town. Okay, so you
Tell me where to go for where
Shit
we're
just got real.
Yep.
Okay. So reveal little spot right here, and we'll say that that's the area where the lists are located. You make your way. It is a busy street, much busier than the areas you were in earlier because people are moving about, setting up shop for the tournament that's coming up. Through the crowd, Alendra's heart leaps up in her throat as she sees a young-looking elven man sort of eagerly standing up about maybe like 100 yards away. He's standing up on a corner on a box, and he seems to be looking around excitedly, kind of looking left, looking right, looking like he's looking for someone.
Do you want me to roll perception?
You certainly can. He's not hard to see. He's
Just to see if I can
Yeah.
recognize him.
perception plus 12. Let me
18.
see. So, hang on. I got a lot of maps out, guys. Okay. This is your brother. Remind me, which one's the happy brother?
Fariel.
Fariel.
So Elendra is just going to take a few steps forward, and then she's going to basically bust out in a run.
Okay. You bust out and run. He will see you, and he disappears into the crowd. He jumps off his little whatever he was standing on, disappears into the crowd, and then the two of you collide into each other in a hug in the middle of the crowd. And he's Lenny.
Fariel, it's been way too long.
He will give you a huge hug, start speaking to you in Elvish. Who X'd out Ron?
It wasn't me this time, I swear.
This is him, right? This is the right token?
Yes.
Okay. He will excitedly ask you, "How have you been? How have you been? What have you been up to?"
It's an incredibly long story, but I've been traveling with a really good group of, well, mostly good group of people.
He'll laugh and he'll say, "I heard all about him. Where's
You-
this guy?"
What? Wait,
He looks
what?
at Ralmir. Oh, he's a handsome one, isn't he? Hey, how's it going?
So that would. Or did you guys come over or?
I would
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
follow. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
In Elven, I'll say, hi, I'm Ziria.
He says, "Oh yeah, I've heard about you. How you
So,
doing?"
Things have been better.
Elendra's going to go through the party. I'm assuming Safiri's not here, I guess, because she's hiding in the crowd.
It's in a trash can.
Your sister has a very honorable heart.
But yeah, she's gonna go through and introduce everybody. And she's gonna pause a little bit as she gets to Ezra and then mention his name.
Oh
my God, Fariel.
How you doing?
Honey, is that a ring I see on your finger? Oh my god!
Oh wow.
Ezra just like sort of looks at him nervously, like.
Don't be
"Hey,
nervous.
I'm Ezra."
Don't be nervous.
So is it just you or a mother and father and Sandry in here?
He says, "Oh, they're over there. They're setting up. Come on, let's go. Let's meet them." And he will eagerly take you all over to the family. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Alendra's family.
Mentally, though, I will say to Alendra, we do put them at risk if we're seen with them. You make sure you tell them that.
Come on.
Wait, I found my bears. That's the one I'm hiding in. Sorry.
Those are actually bugbears, stuffed bugbears.
Stuffed bugbears.
Owlbears.
Guys, this is my twin.
Yes.
He's not real. He's not really there.
Well, technically, he
And-
does have a twin.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, Fariel and Sendrian are twins.
No, this is Sendrian, right?
Yeah, that's Sendrian. Fariel is his older brother. They're twins.
Hey, guys, these tokens were designed by Alendra. I mean, by Angie.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gave her the templates, and she nailed it. And then Alendra will be rushed by her family, and they will embrace each other and hug.
Elendra's going to try not to cry.
Isn't that lovely?
And Fariel will enthusiastically say, Dad, come here. Yes? You say, hey, that's the guy. Points at Ezra.
What have you guys heard?
And your other brother and your mother will faintly smile, and your brother doesn't, his expression doesn't change. In fact, I would say that he sort of narrows his eyes. And your mother will say, darling, oh, that's right. They all have British accents, I just remembered.
It's okay if you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
And now we watch Raj try to do a British accent.
She'll say, darling, introduce us to your friends.
Of course, I'm so sorry. And then she'll go through and introduce everybody again, and she will turn around and introduce her family as well.
They, each of them in their own way, will very politely and gently introduce themselves and sort of bow or curtsy. Very proper. Except for Fariel. Fariel is kind of like a little more on the bardic side, kind of a flamboyant bow. And then he stands up and is like, he got a huge smile on his face.
So
Yeah, Ezra's
Hi,
a little
I'm
nervous,
Zuri
so
and
he's
her.
a little stiff and he's like bowing a little bit. It's very awkward right now.
You want to impress the family, Ezra? You gotta roll.
Basically.
You gotta roll for that.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. I knew that
That's
was
awesome.
coming. I knew it was gonna be that. I fucking knew it.
Should Safiri make a distraction?
oh my god.
I doubt it would help.
I
Like,
did
I
introduce
tripped on
myself.
myself.
Safiri
Ziri
disguises
did her.
herself
Maybe
as
that's
Ezra. Makes a good impression.
I like trip over myself or something stupid.
Literally.
I'll definitely help Ezra up. I'll be like, "Oh, boss, you all right?"
Sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous.
Fury makes a sleight of hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just taking a bugbear bear.
Bugbear
Oh.
bear.
Caught you.
Related.
Don't be touching Ezra.
He's not going after me. He's stealing the bears from over here at the stall.
Good lord.
Yeah, I don't trust
Oh
him.
my
So
God.
Fury, now you can write in your inventory
One bugbear
One
bear.
stuff.
stuffed bugbear.
Thank you.
Bear.
Oh man, I need to make some of those. A little contextual, but it'd be fun. So, Ezra kind of doesn't make a great impression. He kind of stumbles all over himself. The mom and dad will kind of eye each other, kind of sort of smile and just look at each other for a second. Very British thing to do, actually. And so then everybody just kind of awkward. There's like this long, awkward silence where no one says anything.
Well, I was just waiting for things to
Ezra's
get
a
done.
really good man. He saved me from a very bad place.
Yes, dear. You must tell us all about your adventures.
Of course, it might be a better idea not to do it out in the open, though.
No, we have to cast some magic to protect us from that.
Magic to protect us.
We may be being observed at the moment.
Alundra, perhaps we should get in between stone before we even carry on this conversation.
That's a fair
Should get
point.
into a building of some kind at the very least. I agree on this.
Do you all have time, or
Well, we're finishing setting up. We haven't put out the goods yet. One of us probably should stay and keep an eye on everything.
okay. I don't know who would be staying behind.
I'll do it.
Mentally, I'll be like, we'll have Lana stay here. Just by your family being with you, that puts them in danger. We'll have Lana watch, just in case.
And she's gonna say back to you, Ziria, you're really not making this easy for me.
Lana
Farrah will say, "It's okay. You guys go get lunch, and I'll finish here." And we'll hug.
Very
Can-
quiet.
Can Alendra say something mentally to Safiri? Because I'm assuming she's still within range.
No, but you can pass it through Lana.
Okay, well she's going to pass a message through. Oh, fuck no, it's gonna split the party.
That's why we leave Lana here.
Lana
never
can only
used
do
the
so
token
much.
Yeah, but if Lana tells us that something happens, we can run over.
Yes, that's the whole point.
All right, I'll have to do.
Sneaky, 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 sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. I just happened to bump into Alendra.
Oh,
There we go. Send me a whisper.
I can't do it on the stream because then people will see it. Hold on.
Oh, God's above. Okay, yeah, send it to me on Skype.
I'm going to. Sorry, this is taking so long.
It's super sneak. This is like the Fury level of shadiness here. I just happen to bump past her as I go and I look at these hookahs, or whatever these are.
Your potions.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
It's funny that you went to hookah first before you were playing Dungeons and Dragons and you saw a bottle
I live in
of
California.
colorful liquid and you're like, "Oh, a hookah."
Yeah, I was about to say we're in California.
Like, yeah, 100%.
Alright.
So, and then Safiri, you see her look at these things, and then she disappears again. She
Or-
knocks it.
Oh my, Lender's mom says.
She makes a scene as she, like, stumbles into the potion.
"Are you lost, little girl?"
This is
Oh, wait.
It's like, oh, no, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm just really confused. I'm sorry, I gotta go.
No,
and then
Very
she runs,
good. Move along now.
Very-
runs away.
Alright, what? I guess we should move into a more secure area.
If that's what you need, what's wrong?
Don't ask those questions here. Let's
yeah,
go.
we need to
Alundra.
go somewhere where we'll have privacy.
Very good. And the family will follow you into a nearby tavern.
Saphira stays where she is.
Okay. You go in, and I guess you have a seat.
Yeah.
Yourselves a table. So, dear, tell us all about what's going on.
We may have had an altercation with the new Lord of Tile. She says that with a sneer, by the way.
The new Lord of Tile used to serve Athena.
They
It's her
don't know.
militant.
No.
Let her talk.
No, he didn't serve her. They served the same purpose. When
They
worked
worked together.
There's no working together with my mother, you know that.
For all intents
You can
and
just ignore
purposes.
Ziria. He knows some things, but not everything.
He's a bit touched.
The mother will politely smile at Ziria.
And I almost wish we hadn't run into each other until afterwards, because now I'm concerned about you. One of our own may have been attacked due to this altercation, and it's been a pretty poor situation for us at this point.
Let me let you guys finish what you're doing in the chat.
No, ignore that.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. Don't fucking pull that shit. You're
Yeah,
gonna...
don't, please, not just.
Sorry, it's on edge.
The
Stressing
father
me
will
out
say,
here.
the father will say, he'll say, darling, tell us the truth. Are you all in danger?
I wouldn't say we're necessarily...
Extremely.
It's very possible, but not necessarily.
We're not necessarily in danger, but there is danger lurking. And what we need to do is potentially save someone from even greater danger than what we're in.
I'm going to give you a little bit of information, not much, because the less you know, the safer you probably are. But
That's why I didn't tell them much, Ezra.
all I have to say is, bad people do bad things, and we need to stop them.
They will sort of all look at you understandingly, and they will say, well, what can we do to help?
You don't need to do anything. I don't want you involved in this at all. I don't...
Just want you to be safe.
They're already involved by association with us, though,
Ziria,
Alenka.
shut up!
Watch your mouth.
Ziria, please.
I'm looking out for your family.
I understand that. But I
Then
think...
you would be wise to understand that the man that we're facing, he will do anything to hurt you, me, Ezra, everyone we love.
Which is why
the kind of person
She gets it, bro.
Which is
Ziria,
why...
I think she understands. I think be a little bit quieter for a little bit.
Which is why I'm going to ask that they, even though it will take a hit to their coffers, that you all need to leave. You can't stay here.
Well, darling, if you really think that there could be danger to the family, then we need to listen.
Just know that I would never tell you to leave a business opportunity if I did not think that it was in your best interest.
The father will say, the father will sort of look at you, and he seems to understand, and he will say, all that matters is that we're safe. I don't know how I feel about you dealing with all this, but we know that you have a calling to do what's right.
You don't need to worry about me. I'm in more than capable hands.
and they'll nod and they'll say, "All right, we'll leave."
Before you actually do get up and leave, she's going to turn to Ezra and she's going to say, could they go to the Ebon Vale?
Absolutely, of course.
And she'll turn back to the family. It's a crossroads of multiple highways, and it would probably be really prosperous for trade. And you would be protected there.
Very well. I'll tell you what we'll do. We can take our goods down to the Four Corners, can't we, sweetie? And your father he won't nod, but he sort of looks at you and he looks at his wife. And then they will say, we can certainly head down there and we can see what happens. They seem to understand what you're saying, and they will agree.
Just please
As they're
be
done
careful.
saying this, I'm going to cast non-detection and then go, we have to have a new plan. They could have heard that.
Could have heard what?
Why didn't you cast detect scrying instead? Or do you not have that?
Non-detection is the anti-scry.
Is there a way to know if you
what
were
Matt
being...
is saying, is there a way to know if you are actually being scried?
I think there is. I don't.
It's called detect scrying.
It exists. That's how you tell if you're being spied on.
There you go.
Contact
There's a
is
link.
stop from being spied on.
I looked into this that time. They grabbed a piece of my hair.
Yeah, it's a 4th level spell. That's what I thought. Yeah, I can't do that. I can prevent them from scrying. I can't detect if they are yet. That's why I let the plan go. Then boom, we changed the plan.
But seems like something you should have said ahead of time. Or
No.
mentioned
Yeah.
telepathically.
Actually, no, you really should have, because now they can't go anywhere safe.
Yeah.
They're not safe unless they're by our side. You do realize that. Sending them away.
No, actually,
No.
they're in more danger by us. So that's not smart.
No, what you fail to understand is if they're not by us, they don't have our protection.
What you fail to understand is they're after us, and if they're far away and they're dealing with us, then the family is safe.
Evil people usually go for the families first. I mean, that's what I
We're
did.
sending them on a boat, or however they want to go, to the Ebon Vale.
You went after your own family.
Hey, do you know who has contacts who smuggle people and things back and forth from the Four Corners all the time?
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
No,
That's how
I
we do it.
don't think I do. Safiri, do you know anybody?
I don't know. I'm not there. I'm hanging out with
Meta.
I'm hanging
Honestly, I
out with
just
Faria.
forgot to put up the anti-scrying spell to begin with, but
Can I get a charisma check from Raj on Fariel?
Charisma from Fariel.
He
Okay.
just sounds so tired. Don't bother.
No, let me.
The fun twin.
Well, he's not with them, but he is with Syria, I guess, or Safiri. Sorry. Let's see here. Get them all fixed. Save.
Okay. So Saphira just keeps an eye on him. all.
Okay. He's probably like 150 years old, by the way.
No,
Yeah,
he's
she's
like
not super
170.
She is definitely not super interested. She's not even mildly interested.
Looks too much like Alendra, is that what it is?
No, she thought your mom was
or a
cute.
12-year-old girl.
Again, no one knows how old she is.
The family will leave a tip,
The tip.
and they
Oh,
will
for fuck's sake.
they will begin to make their way back along with the party to the stall. As you come around the street corner, you see ominously some of the guards and a young, extremely attractive woman, blonde, speaking with Fariel, and the two of them are sort of making conversation. And Fariel's just like, "Oh yeah, we've got some all kinds of different goods. We got snacks, beef jerky."
Oh, that famous elven beef jerky
Right?
really hits the spot.
Just
Uh,
curious.
Yeah, you can sort of see. You haven't. None of them have looked your way. None of
And
them have looked your way.
Alendra's going to walk in front of her family and just be like, just don't do anything. He'll be all right if we don't bring attention to him.
Safiri, you're invisible.
Mentally, I say to Ezra, we take her now, boss. That's the one. We take her, we can get the brother to us. We don't have to go to him.
Don't know how many more men she has here.
And
Doesn't
open
matter.
fighting in the
Hey.
street against the authorities might not be a good idea. In the
I
middle of
don't
the
like-
day.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Please.
Siding with Ziri
Yeah.
on this one.
I mean, Safiri like loosens her knives, so she just like reaches to her scabbard and just loosens.
Oh, no,
them.
no. Siri is completely calm right now.
She's poised to jump, like at the slightest provocation, but she
Yeah,
is.
unless something
she's
happens, Ezra's
withholding.
not doing anything.
Yeah,
Like-
Alendra doesn't want to draw any attention. She doesn't need to instigate anything.
Ugh.
You need to roleplay someone with high wisdom.
I do have high wisdom. I see 5 people and 5 of us. Take them now and get the fuck out.
Yes,
Doesn't
and
sound like
then
a very
all
wise-
the
Yeah,
town
that's
guards
not a
come
wise
with us.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Wait for them to be all together, then fight them. That's a better idea. I
So you
like
want
that.
the
See,
whole town
you're
guard?
playing off the more chaotic person, not the wise person.
We have to fight the whole town guard, which is a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people.
With Safiri's information, the whole town guard isn't with these people.
Yeah, but all of the soldiers that Malcolm brought with him, and half of the town guard probably, who still respects the lawful authority. It's a bad
What?
idea. Don't attack them unless provoked.
What would be
What's going on with
amazing
them?
is if we could not shed any blood whatsoever. That'd be great.
We have a way in. We don't need to attack them in this.
She's sort of, kind of snobbishly looking down on him, and she'll say, "Very good. Give us a pack of that. What are they called?" And it's basically like a parody brand of Skittles.
You
Rainbow
will
drop.
not.
You can like see her like speaking, and over her plate mail shoulder, you can see Alendra like covering Ziria's mouth, and like Ziria's arms flailing everywhere.
I'm already standing middle of the street floor.
Oh, well, she's finishing up her conversation, and then when she turns to leave, she makes eye contact with Greenwood.
Hello.
She sort of and raises her nose.
No comment.
Yeah, she's acting too good for you.
We'll go to her.
Then they leave.
Now Alendra's going to run up to Fariel, and she's going to ask, "Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Why?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." Typity type.
Clickety clack clack clack.
Sean.
Oh, sorry. Damn it. I thought I hit mute.
So
I will.
They'll
Okay,
listen to Ziria. You're a curious one, aren't you?
These people, my friends, they're good people. They don't understand what true evil is. They will never know. They will never there.
And he thinks he
These-
knows all evil.
You guys left. I made sure you walked away before I
No,
even.
I
spoke to
was
them.
up here. I'm not that far away from you. Don't even try it.
You guys are a good.
The mother will lay her hand on Ziria's shoulder.
They'll do bad things to you guys. I just don't want you to get hurt.
Alendra's mother will look into Ziria's eyes, and she'll say, Alendra told us all about your past with your mother and your father. And
They're
I'm
bad
truly sorry.
I just don't want my friends to get hurt. And they think I'm being too paranoid.
She says, we're merchants. We travel from town to town. We deal with all kinds of different people. Sometimes it's wise to just be careful. But remember that you need to follow your heart and you need to do what you think is right. I can tell that you have a good heart. But remember, a merchant only tries to sell his goods or her goods when the time is right. Don't sell before the prices raise.
So don't strike till the time is right?
She will smile and she'll give Zira a kiss on the cheek. They have that elven, that's a cultural thing. It's the same thing as like a handshake. Being American, I feel like I need to explain that.
No, I return it and say, you honor me, thank you.
She says, you're a good person, Zira. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
The minute I stop doing what's right is the minute they win.
Now, come with us. I'm going to give you something special. I've got something just for you. And she'll take you over to the shop, and they're going to pull out a bag of candy called Drowbies.
Spittles. Taste the spectrum.
Drowbies. And the logo is a smiling drow that looks surprisingly like Verst.
I will definitely take a big bite.
Is that where he went? Is he in merchandising now? Or did we kill him? I can't remember.
No, he
It's
lives.
no, he signed a
What?
contract. They just put his name on it and stuff like that. He doesn't have anything to do with it. He's just a pro athlete, and they put his name on it to sell it.
What you
It's-
actually see is not a smile on his face. It looks more like it's drawn in.
Yes, yes,
His
yes.
verse doesn't smile.
It's true. It's like crudely photoshopped onto his face. You look at it and you immediately know that verse would never look like that ever. Oh, thank you, Ezra.
I had to put that in because
Sure.
I know verse would not smile.
It's true.
I know for a fact.
But he took the money. He took the gold. So she gives you a bag of candy. She gives you a big hug. Dad will say, well, we trust you. And he shakes Ezra's hand, or he puts his hand out for Ezra to shake.
Ezra shakes his hand.
Says, keep an eye out. And they will begin to pack up their stuff. And they will leave town.
All right.
I will have Lana go with them.
Okay.
Completely?
Yep, until they get to the Ebon Vale.
Alundra, before they leave, is going to give each of them a hug, and she's going to hold on to Cendrian a little tighter, and she's going to basically whisper to him, "It wasn't your fault."
He understands, and he almost cracks a smile. You know that. You know.
Yeah.
Also, before they leave, they're reminded about the new taxes that has been put in place.
Oh, tell us all about it. Oh my goodness.
Do you need anything to cover that?
Oh, we'll be fine.
Okay.
And they will leave.
Get to the Ebon Vale. Tell at the tavern, the Flynn Flagon, you can tell Henry there, and your rooms will be taken care of.
Ezra, Lana will relay everything to them.
They'll say thank you to Ezra, and Lana will begin to. Okay, so listen. There's all these bad guys. They're everywhere.
Lana's actually got
so
a heart.
cute.
Listen, I do.
But it's a female. I'm not even gonna try.
Listen, they're bad guys. They're everywhere.
No, I took a rate at Archer. Like, she's more man than Ziria.
Oh.
Listen,
Yeah.
there are bad guys. They're everywhere.
pretty good. And they leave. Alendra, you sort of, they sort of like, right as soon as they leave into the crowd, Cendrian will look over his shoulder. He's got tears running down his eyes, and he continues on.
I really, really hope that they don't run into any issues. I shouldn't have visited them. I shouldn't have come to them.
It'll be fine. Because we'll stop him. And then there'll be no reason for them to have gone after your family in the first place.
You cut out there.
Oh, sorry. They'll be fine. We'll stop Malcolm. And then there'll be no reason for them to go after your family.
And we need to do it soon.
So we leave immediately. There's no reason to just wait. Does everybody agree? Should we head off to a certain location that we know of?
I agree.
Sure.
Lana will
Give me-
protect your family, I swear.
And I trust her. And I trust you. Even if I don't always agree with you, Syria, I do trust you.
I know, you're a very good person, Alendra. I love you.
So she's gonna give Syria a hug. And then she's gonna turn to Safiri if she can find her.
Before we go,
You can't find Safiri. She's crit. She crit.
could we possibly to the church first? I was talking to an old man earlier, and he told me to go to the church today. I'm not quite sure what he was talking about. But... So
Zero,
I
walk
think
up. Boss, you just lead the way. We're behind you. You know that.
She's gonna lay a hand on Ezra's shoulder and be like, yes, we should go to the temple, church, whatever it is.
It's a Temple of Marathon, is where the old man, off camera, told Ezra to go. So the party will actually it's very nearby. The party will be pointed to the Temple of Marathon, which is actually quite close to where you all are, right here. Da-da-da-da. Yes, Ziria is the second person that Alendra has hugged outside of Ezra and family. I think Bentwick might have tried to have hugged her.
Oh, she was like, nope, fuck off. Hey.
Yeah. You can hear the sound of church bells in the distance. There's a large temple that shoots up from a bunch of smaller shrines to the most popular deity of Tile, sort of the patron of Tile, Marathon. He's lawful neutral, and his domains are economy, growth, law, civilization. You will basically see a large stone path that leads up steps into a temple where the large doors are on either side lit, surrounded by lit braziers or braziers, however you say that.
And silence.
What happened?
I'm just
You just stopped talking.
yeah, like
Oh, that's I was telling you what you see. Sorry. That's just
Oh.
what you see, just in plain sight.
I was saying we walk in earlier, I think. So that's why I was waiting. I like
Temple.
going. Yeah,
You may not.
I keep walking in.
Gotcha.
Okay. The lender's gonna follow after.
Trying to find the audio, the church ambience.
What is this the deity of again?
This is probably somebody who you weren't not a fan of. He's the Marathon is the god of law and civilization, money.
I'm gonna stay outside.
Stay outside. They'll detect you. They'll detect you as soon as you walk in. You suspect.
I mean,
You'll ping. Oh, we got one. We got one.
There's an item in 4E that tells every evil dragon within 24 hours where you are, and that's what I feel like is going to happen if I walk in there. It's gonna tell every lawful good paladin that I'm there. So I'm gonna sort of like hang outside. I'm going to grubby up my commoner clothes a little bit, and I'll look like I'm begging for alms outside.
Okay. You will roll charisma, and I will give you your token.
Yeah, I could have a token. Would be good. Thanks. Just charisma. Can't do perform.
Yes, you can perform.
All right. That is a. Not rolling. Come on, Saphiri. 22 for perform.
All right, 22. I think it's times 10.
I don't know. You make it
220.
up.
Well, no, it's a profession, sort of.
Okay.
But it's not your profession exactly. I'll let you sit at 22. So you get 220 gold.
Yes. I can cross that bridge again.
It's true. Ezra will lead the party into the church. Is that too loud, guys? The ambience?
That's awesome.
Good.
No, it's good.
Well, it's too loud for me, so I'm turning it down. Yeah.
I like it.
Well, your footsteps will make a loud echo that
Oh my
rings all throughout the stone structure.
It's a kitty cat.
The temple is very quiet. Oh wait, hang on. Hopefully I'm not pasting the evil band right there. I don't want to desecrate this church. Ezra, there's two of you. It's very quiet. You can see sort of the same architecture that you see in the smaller shrines in the Emerald South. And there is what appears to be a large gray furred house cat. He looks just like a house cat, except he's about twice the size of a normal cat, so he's still very small. And he's standing on his hind legs, wearing brown robes, and his tail shoots out from behind. And when the patrons come in, he will say to them, "Greetings, my friends, and welcome to the Temple of Meriden."
Greetings. I was told by a man I passed on the street to
You're cutting out, just so you know.
Arg! Why? How about now? Is it still good?
Still good
Yes.
now.
Yes, my friend.
Told by an old man to come here, and I'm not quite sure why.
Oh, yes. Very good. I shall show
Totally
you.
a Khajiit. I already.
Oh yeah,
Please, come in. And he will
he's
lead
Mike
you
the liar.
into
Yes,
The-
Mike the liar.
the cathedral. Yes, I am Gisargo. NPC companion.
Gisargo is better than Mike anyway.
Add it to the notes.
Yes.
Jace.
Can we get a spell check on that name?
Oh, I can
his
do it.
name
Hold on.
His name isn't Gisargo. He hasn't said his name. The Temple of Meriden has graced the city of Tayel for 1,000 years.
Tour guide too.
He will lead you all into the temple, and he will graciously bow before a dwarven, what appears to be a dwarven cleric, wearing a opulent golden holy symbol. It shimmers, and he's sort of at his podium, reading what you think is the holy text.
Raj, all good people here, right?
Like you're detecting evil.
I'm always detecting evil, Raj.
You don't detect any evil.
Behind this cat person, I'm also bowing.
The catfolk will say, "Reverend, these are my friends who have come to visit you." And the dwarf will look up and he'll say, "Oh, hello. Welcome."
Hello there, sir.
He says, Wow. Can you guys hear that? Those prayers are
Yes.
like super loud.
It is.
I can hear it, but it doesn't sound super loud to me. I have my sound volume down.
Well, I guess I should pause my own music.
It's just ambience. It's not a music. It's not necessarily music, but he will say to all of you. He says, or he'll say to Ezra, he'll say, you're not a divine person. Why are you with all these divine people?"
We're a group. We fight together, work together. I may not be a devout person, but
You keep
Ezra's
cutting
a
out.
saint.
I have my beliefs.
Hey, Travis, you're cutting out really bad, dude.
I don't know why. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe
It could be
Skype's
that-
messing up.
It could be that you're talking too soft. Because when you talk normally, you don't cut out at all.
I have it pushed to talk, so as long as I'm pushing the button, everything should be
Hmm.
everything should be hearable.
Might just be your
Was I
mic
cutting
then.
out during that?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me do something.
We're experiencing technical difficulties, folks. If you'll just bear with us for a few minutes, we'll be right back on
Want me to
schedule.
take a break?
Yeah,
We
it's
could
a
take a
good
break.
time to take a break. It's 8 o'clock. Just a, you know, I think it just comes and goes. So don't really mess with it too much. Let's all come back at 8:10 Central, of course. So Matt, don't come back in 2 hours. Come back in 7 minutes.
Yeah, I was just totally gonna take a nap for an
It's
hour and a half. That was my plan.
All right.
Damn.
Can you
So
hear me now?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Let's end the stream for now, or go.
Well,
go
yeah,
to break.
I'm gonna go to break, and then we can figure it out during break.
Okay.
All right. So we'll be right back in a few minutes, guys. Don't go away. 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
Yay! All
We're
right,
live.
Ramir, you're out in the church, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear what you were gonna do. So Greenwood, Elendra, Eames, of course, lower period,
Dorm.
FD Eames, and Ezra have made their way into the temple. The Reverend will shake Ezra's hand, and he will say, "My son, you look. There's a strange presence about you. Tell me, why have you come?"
I was told by an old man that I met on the street that I should come to the temple today. I'm not sure why.
You're not sure why?
He simply told me to come here.
Strange indeed. Of course, the gods all work in strange ways. Am I right or am I right? And he kind of elbow bumps Elendra.
It's true.
Wait, what?
He knows that you're a cleric. He sees your holy symbol of Desna, and he will sort of just sort of know that you're a clerik.
Right. I just
He's
completely
just
missed what he
joking
said.
around with you as a fellow.
No,
clergy
I missed
member.
what he said entirely.
He said to Ezra that the gods work in mysterious ways.
Oh.
Am I right or am I right? And he elbow bumps you.
Oh, she's just gonna. Yeah, they do indeed.
I'm glad that Harry caught all of that.
It's good.
You got that right.
You hear Rolmir just echo throughout the hall this loud laugh.
That half-orc hearing, Jesus.
Yeah, he sees a lot of divine people, and he will say, well, son, I don't know what to tell you. You seem like a good person. You definitely seem like an adventurer who's off fighting for good." And he says, "And you especially."
He's the best.
I try to do what I can.
He will, he sort of looks at Elendra for like a long second, and his, Elendra, you can make a sense motive.
Sure. Let me scroll through my shit here. Jesus. That would be a
Yes.
27.
He glimpses at the scabbard on your hip, and he has this look in his eye, like his eyes are just smiling, like he sees an angel. He will turn to Ezra and he'll say, "Well, son, let me ask you this. Do you consider yourself a spiritual person?"
My parents always brought me up to believe in the gods and to follow them and do the best that I can.
He says, "Your parents, they brought you up. You're barely a boy."
Barely a man, you mean?
Things happen, unfortunately.
Oh, barely a man. I mean, sorry. He's like a middle-aged dwarf, and Ezra's 19. And like when people are in their 50s, they always say 19-year-olds are like
Boys,
kids.
17.
Unfortunately, things happen. Unfortunately.
What happened?
You can, well, so Ezra is like, he's looking very, very like he's reminiscing, and he's like on the verge of being sad and like really feeling terrible. And he tells his whole story, or not the whole story, but the basics of it.
About your parents?
Yeah, he tells him about the town and what happened there and everything.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry to hear that.
I try to live as they taught me and do the best I can.
Can I tell you something?
Of course.
When I woke up this morning, and he sees the area, I kind of walk up. Oh, hi. When I woke up this morning, in my prayers, I had a vision of a young man, much like yourself, maybe not exactly, who would visit me. And I felt a great compulsion. I felt a great immediacy to begin to pray. I don't know whether or not you have anything to do with this, but I do feel like this may have been the very thing that I was supposed to do this day. There are many evil things happening in our city, and I think that it's time that we begin to fight the real battle, which is in the unseen world. And he will look and he'll say, Brother Kahin, go and get us the sacred text of Marathon. And the little house cat person will go.
When that happens, I'll be like, I had that same dream, similar, and you rescued me from slavery, Ezra. Maybe it means something.
I wouldn't know.
Okay. So
he make great many things.
He will begin to pray. He'll excuse himself first, and then he'll begin to pray. Here you are, Father. And he'll place the book on the, what do they call these things?
Altar?
Not an altar. It's like where
Podium?
you... Podium.
A lectern?
Yeah, like a lectern or a podium. He'll place the book there. No, it's actually there. It wasn't there before, just so you know. And then he will give Kahin some instructions. He says, we're going to perform the ritual now. Is it time, Reverend? Yes. And he'll begin to pray. And he'll say, okay, Jew, come here. Come here. Stand right here. And he points right there. And then the Reverend, he will look at Kahin and he'll roll his eyes and he'll say, oh, sorry, stand here. You awkwardly will shuffle, sort of
Yeah, Ezra's
presenting.
just shuffling back and forth. He has no idea what's going on, so he's just doing whatever they say.
And Ezra will, Kahin will actually take Ezra's sword and shield. He'll try and take them from him. Give me these, okay? Give me.
I hand them over to Alendra.
Boss, they want to bless them. It'll be all right.
Very well.
And he'll put the sword and shield on the altar, or on the podium. And he will step to the side and cross his hands and bow his head. And he'll begin, and the Reverend will begin to lift up a prayer. And he begins to sing like a hymn that fills the room with a warm, welcoming presence. He's a good singer. And he begins to recite a ancient prophecy of the return of the king of Belpham, which is not a good thing, by the way. And the room mysteriously begins to go dark.
It's fucking sweet.
That's so sweet, Raj. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Ralmir's like, what? What's going on?
That was awesome.
Dark vision.
And he will perform a ritual where he will say prayers. And actually the room seriously goes dark, and then kind of, Alendra, you feel a presence, like a godly presence here. A pure, holy, loving, good kind of, the good brand.
Yeah.
And you feel a sort of pulse of holiness and love from the sword on your hip.
Mm-hmm.
So, he begins to say a prayer, and all of you are given a vision. You're sort of no longer here. You're sort of seeing all of these different things going through your mind, and you can see them. When I explain this to you, it's not like when you go to a movie and you can sort of tell what's real and what's CGI. What you see is more real than the real world itself. Okay, it's not full of like weird interpretive. Well, I mean, there are things that you don't understand, but there's not like it's not like I'm trying to explain. It's not like CGI.
Not Inception.
No, it's not Inception. Although Inception was good. It's
What we would normally see as
There was
CGI
CGI
seems real to us.
Inception?
yeah, like this is more real than the world that you're in now.
Yeah.
So it's like you're on ecstasy and you have a vision.
No, it's not like ecstasy. It's even more real than that.
No. I mean ecstasy when the real world feels more real. Never mind.
Not speaking from
I'm not a
experience
synthetic
here.
chemist.
Remember that everything that you say is going to be on the internet forever. There,
Yep.
just letting you know.
I'm a biochemist. I have to know these things.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
You are a fucking gold mine.
Okay, hang on. So what you see is you see sort of a field of green trees, and you see the blue sky and the mountains in the distance. It looks just like the fields of Belpham. And then the sky sort of fills with a blood red, and it sort of turns orange, and rising from this mountain is this huge flaming skeleton, like the size of a mountain, raise its head up and sort of lean back, and like fire's coming from its hands and from its shoulders and from its eyes.
Would Alendra recognize this?
Yes, it was the same thing
Yep.
that you saw.
Yep.
Atop its head sits a flaming crown. And it lets out a loud roar and just sets the trees on fire. You see the flaming skeleton locked in combat with a woman, like a womanly angel, like she's a woman in white robes, wielding a sword and shield that are glowing white, and a sort of waterly woman, like she's made of water and she's like attacking with like water bending, and a dwarf with a huge hammer where there's lightning just pouring out of this massive hammer, and like it's like these four giants are just locked in combat, 3 versus 1. And the after a attack of water, an attack of the divine sword, the giant dwarf brings the hammer down on the skeleton, and he is struck down, and there's a calm in the world. And then you can see that the skeleton has sort of been reduced to nothing. The vision fades to another vision where we see the skeleton, and from the skeleton, another skeleton forms without a crown atop its head. It's still flaming, it's smaller. And then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. Okay? So it's sort of like they're forming a line of these flaming skeletons. And then we see the smallest and newest one, the last one, locked again in combat with what appears to be a faceless man wearing kind of cheap combat equipment. And the two are locked in combat, and Ezra, you immediately recognize that this flaming skeleton crushes the young figure's arm. Like he crushes it. He like grabs it and breaks it. And then the
Ezra winces and he feels it in his arm.
Yeah, the young hero will thrust his blade into the flaming skeleton's left eye, and he's slain. And then the young figure will walk away, and the flaming skeleton, which is almost completely gone out and is laying on the ground, the first skeleton with the flaming crown will put his hand over the little one and return fire to it and fill it up with flame. And we see it begin to grow and to gain strength and gain power and begin to, just like the first one, begin to gain dominance over all the land. And then we see, finally, the young figure return, both of them this time much larger and much more powerful, locked in combat once again. And then the vision splits. We see two separate visions. So the flaming skeleton will slay at the same time the young man in the second vision will slay they'll slay each other. Like on the left, the skeleton wins, and on the right, the young man wins. And then on the left, where the skeleton won, we see all the trees and all the mountains go up in flame and burnt to nothing. And an empty void remains. And then on the second side, the young faceless figure will slay the flaming skeleton, and prosperity and blessing and goodness will be restored to the land that was once burned, was once damaged by the first king, the first skeleton king. And we see a crown, a azure, gentle, unlike the flaming red burning crown, a gentle blue crown rest on top of the faceless figure's head. Your eyes sort of come open, Ezra. The room is still dim, and before you, you see standing two people that you recognize. I will put them, hang on.
Raj, this is so good. Aww.
Standing before Ezra, looking at him with kind eyes, are his parents, Neil and Mom Hain, Mrs.
Kara.
Hain. Sorry. Kara?
Kara.
Yeah, Kara. Yeah, Ezra drops to his knees.
Is it just Ezra that sees these two?
No, you can all see them.
Oh.
Kaheen begins to purr.
Yeah, Ezra's speechless. He just dropped to his knees, and he can't say a word.
You'll hear Kara say to Ezra, "Don't worry, son. We are fine." And you hear Neil say, "Yeah, it's a lot better than what they wrote about in the books."
Oh, thank God.
He'll say, "You've got a bright future, son. Just remember, trust your friends, do the right thing like you've always done, and remember that we've always loved you and we always will. And give us grandkids."
Mom, Dad, thank you.
And get
I
us
love you.
grandkids.
They can't hug you. Like if you try and hug them, it'll kind of go through, and there will be like a formless void wherever your hand goes through them.
Yeah. I wish you could have seen everything. Wish you could have been there for everything.
They've been watching you, Ezra. They have.
Your father will say, they'll say, "What he said, it's true. We were there the whole time. We've been with you since the beginning. We saw you when you took down Black Skull, and I could not be more proud.
I'll always work to make you both proud.
Honor us. And one day restore peace, not just to this land, but to our homeland.
I'll do everything I can.
And your mother will say, "We love you, son." Then the lights will come back on slowly. It's kind of shocking, actually. Wow. And then the Reverend will raise his head from the prayer.
Yeah, Ezra is on his knees and tears are just streaming down his face.
I'll kind of nod to Alendra because this is her area.
She's definitely walking up to stand behind him and put her hand on his shoulder.
Your parents are very proud of you, Ezra. You're a good man.
Thank you, everybody. If it weren't for y'all, I wouldn't have been able to do half of what I've done.
Kaheen will say to the Reverend, Reverend, could he be the one? And the Reverend, whose name is Boris, by the way,
Thank you.
will say, I don't know. There were two different visions. Either one of them could be the one.
I recognized myself in that vision. The young man who had his arm broken was me.
He'll say to you, I have prayed much over this new Lord of Tile. Much about him fills us with unease.
He's evil.
He's completely evil. He was the one who did the breaking of my arm.
If you don't stop him, there will be a second king of Belpham, and he will not be a blessing. He will be its downfall.
And judging by that vision, I'm guessing that he's probably from the line of Malthael.
Malthazar, but that's okay.
Oh, Malthazar, that's right.
Yeah. He says, we believe so, but we cannot say so publicly. You must stop him, no matter the cost.
That's exactly why we're here.
Reverend, if I may.
Yes, child. Even though he's like half your age.
Elendra will walk up and she will kind of give a nod to the sword. I believe I may have recognized some of that vision as well.
Wait, no, wait! And bam, non-detection up. God, it sucks
Oh my god, man.
It's not having telepathy here. We're safe.
Don't worry, child. And he says to Zeria, don't worry, child. We are safe from all the evil deities here.
It's not that. It's the damn wizards that are trying to hear for them is what all I worry about.
That's why I didn't say anything.
Free to talk now.
Nodded to it.
Don't worry. I understand. And we are all safe here from prying eyes. Now, what do you need, child? Speak freely.
In the vision, there was a woman of water, a woman of light, essentially, and a dwarf.
Yes.
I believe that we may have recovered at least 2 artifacts of these beings. Do you know what the third one might have been?
No, but I do.
The third one?
Well, there was the heart.
There were
of,
2 artifacts. One of them was called
The
the Heart
heart-
of the Ocean,
the heart of the sea,
Heart of the Sea.
and then there was
Sea,
the
ocean,
soul.
same thing.
There was the soul of the mountain.
Ah, yes. You're speaking of the third one, the spirit of the sky.
And that's the one they already have. Remember when we snuck in and we heard them over talk? When we were taking back the heart of the mountain?
Right when the Lenser snuck in.
It's okay. He will say, we've suspected that they've had the spirit for a long time. We weren't
So-
able to muster enough strength to get it back.
So this weapon that I carry is not one of the artifacts.
He will look at it, if you'll let him.
She'll slowly try to pull it out to avoid the singing.
He'll laugh at that, and he will take a look at it, and he'll say, well, the spirit of the sky is not a weapon. It is much like the other two, a stone, and it contains incredible power. This is, and he'll point at the holy symbol in the center of the hilt. This is one of the blades of Jera. I suspect that it was wielded by one of her ministers, or as they call angels. Quit typing, Sean.
Can I do a quick check on Kaheen?
Yes. Jace.
I would like to sense motive on him just to see if he takes any kind of special interest.
You detect he wants catnip.
Special interest?
Yeah, special interest in the sword, or if he seems like he would like.
A spy.
Yeah, I get
Like a spy check?
Yeah, I get a creepy
Well,
feeling about him.
Sense motive to make sure he was on the up and up.
Yeah.
He's just a humble. He's a catfolk, which do have a bad reputation in Belfum. Actually, they have a bad reputation pretty much everywhere they go. But
So racist, Angie.
It's not racism. I'm so paranoid.
Yeah.
Hey, we know how Khajiits act. They're always the only skooma vendors in the area.
They're
I mean, come on.
opportunists. They're opportunists.
I have no skooma. He has no skooma. He is clean.
All right, so he seems
think that he's a sweet, innocent cat. Nothing evil about him or nefarious.
Good.
He is a disciple of the Reverend.
Okay. She will put her hand back out for the sword if he hasn't given it back to her already.
Yes. He'll say to you, be very careful. Although it wields great power against evil, you don't want that to fall into the wrong hands.
I don't intend it to fall into anyone else's hands.
And he'll look at you curiously and he'll say, out of curiosity, where did you find it?
That's a good question, actually. It was given to me by a friend.
A friend?
One of our party members who's currently not in here at the moment, but she said it was given to her by, I believe it was an old holy man. She came across it somehow. I don't know exactly how reliable that information is, but she seemed pretty honest about it.
We just choose not to ask.
He'll say, okay then. Very good. Just be careful.
Can I trust that this information will never leave this holy place?
Oh, of course. You are at home here as much as you are at home in your own temple, Lady Cleric.
Sense motive again, just to be sure.
Neither of them, there's nothing about them that is dishonest.
Okay.
Either of them.
You just never know. Alright. So now she turns to Ezra. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Ezra stands and he walks over to the priest Boris, right?
Boris.
Yes,
Boris.
Reverend Boris.
And he extends his hand and he says, "Thank you very much for this. You've given me so much more than I could have ever asked for."
Says it was from his lordship, Marathon, my son. And he'll clasp your hand with one hand and he'll put his other hand like over it and of course sort of gently pat it.
Now, I'm still a little bit edgy without my sword and shield. Could I get those back as well, please?
He'll give you your weapons right back.
Oh, I feel better now.
You've already done so much for us, but could we have your blessing before we go?
Of course, child. And he will pray over all of you. And he'll give you a spiritual blessing.
Sweet.
We're talking like a mechanical blessing. Like
Well, it'd be cool
protection
if
from
he
evil.
could actually cast bless on us, but I know that doesn't really last all that long.
Well, yeah, it is the effect of bless. And you are all blessed. And he says, a sword and shield is a good weapon, but I don't think that's the only piece of equipment that you'll be wearing. Now, if you all will excuse us, we have to resume our prayer.
Of course.
We thank you for your time and everything that you've done.
Now he'll say, Kaheen, show them out and make sure that they are, make sure that they come back. Actually, we're having a great dinner. Over the next few months, every week we will be having potluck. You guys are welcome to come anytime.
Oh my god, I can break out my cook skill. I've been
Typical
waiting
church.
for this.
Oh wow.
Bring food. BYOF.
Is there a place to give like donations? Like a donations box?
Leave
or something?
tides.
Kaheen like zips right to you. Yeah, right this way. Oh, give coin. Yes, yes.
I will, of course.
Yes.
He will show you the poor box. You put the coin in here. We come get it later.
I put in 500 gold.
You put in 500, and then Kaheen will immediately open it and pull it out and put it in a bag.
You broke the coin box with how much money you put in.
So much blessing.
You mean you stacked 500 gold outside of the thing?
He'll take the coins. So generous.
What you've given me is of far more worth.
You're gonna be so much better than Malcolm.
Then again, anything's better than him, so...
Yes.
He says that, Ezra says that jokingly though, like with a smile on his face, like not seriously.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Goodbye. Thank you for everything.
Ziri, are you coming?
Earth Joseria.
Ziria.
John, you're muted.
Yeah, my bad.
Party leaves. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Meanwhile, you walk outside, and Ezra has like red eyes and he's been crying, and Saphira's just out there sort of like giving little speeches and has a cap full of coins and goes, "Hey guys, how was praying? Is it super fun? Do you have a good time?"
It was
Very.
My
enlightening,
parents
child.
again.
What?
It was
Sorry,
enlightening.
what?
child.
I'm sorry.
It was enlightening.
Ezra
Perhaps we
lightly
should-
says that he got to see his parents again.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, okay. She like instantly stuffs her gold in her sack, puts her hat back on her head, is like, what the fuck went down in there?
Perhaps
Like-
we should speak about this in close quarters. Come on, let's get off the streets.
This entire city is going to be unscryable from all the spells Sirius throws down on
That's true.
Every 5 feet we walk, he throws down another non-scrying spell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I'm almost out. We got to get back to an inn.
It's like our own
Look-
dust of tracelessness.
What is
Yeah.
the time? What is the time of day currently?
It's late afternoon, probably.
Getting close to
We
evening.
don't want to go too far. We'll probably want to head to the castle after dusk.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
I-
no. This is more like a sleep on it kind of night.
No.
What
I'm
we'll do
could
is
spend-
we'll go to bed early. We'll wake up earlier, and we'll go probably when people are still asleep. How's that
We
sound?
leave at midnight.
Sure.
Maybe we
I think
should sneak
certain
in.
people
Sounds
need
good
to
to me.
sleep a little bit longer, depending on what they need. Does Celia need any specific spells and whatnot?
Isn't it
I
6
just need
hours?
2 hours. I'm an elf.
All right, sweet.
Oh, do you have a ring of sustenance as well?
No, I can eat.
I think actually
Yeah.
it's an elf thing. Isn't it?
No.
Drows have revelry, and elves have revelry. We meditate for 2 hours. We're good to go.
The fuck?
That is this.
Your ring of sustenance makes you so you don't have to eat. Or
I
drink.
got the ring of
Which one?
sustenance so she didn't have to really sleep longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, ring of
I thought
sustenance.
elves
No,
always
you,
had the 2
you
hours.
already didn't have to do that.
No,
Lendra,
not
you were
this.
never sleeping for the 2
Moving
hours
along
anyways.
from the mechanical
fuck?
issue,
Yeah,
Tristan
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
So we find I'd roll a knowledge local, but I don't have my doodad, so I'll just straight roll it. An inn that is relatively safe and chill. Knowledge local 25.
Yeah, you can stay in one nearby. These are much more opulent, much more fancy. I don't have any extra inn maps.
That's fine. Rod, we don't expect you to do every single inn.
We'll see if that's possible. But yeah, you can pop into an inn and take a room.
We do.
Okay, so you say you're gonna wake up at midnight.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that enough rest for everyone? Yeah, I think that's like 8 hours.
Yeah, that's more than enough, I think. Isn't it? Is it 6? I can't remember.
8 hours.
8.
It's fine. It's fine. We can wake you up at 8 o'clock. Everybody's refreshed. You got all your anti-scrying spells back, Sean, and you're awake.
We head to the secret entrance.
Um, stealthily, do we head to the secret entrance, or at least me?
That's for stealth.
I bought that massive visibility scroll, so we can put it to use.
Stealth as well.
16 for stealth for me.
All right.
I actually have a +3 in stealth. I need to write that in sometime.
26.
I rolled a crit.
Which
I mean, it's night.
Greenwood's
We're
just
being
gone.
watched.
Yes.
But
Clunk,
I
clunk,
guess it's that
clunk,
Greenwood
clunk,
and I
clunk.
slip away unnoticed.
Hey, Raj, I'm going to try to learn that spell real quick with a spellcraft check.
Learn what spell?
The invisibility spear, the other 3rd level spell I got.
Wouldn't you have access to it based on your level?
No, I can only learn a certain amount, and then I have to learn it from the mechanical game wise shit. So I gotta roll
okay.
a spellcraft.
I don't know if that's how you do it, but that seems like kind of reasonable. It would be really difficult for you to just kind of figure it out in your head. But
Yeah.
But
That-
I'll say for learning a spell that you kind of sort of are familiar with.
Don't you have the scroll of it, or no?
Yeah, that's why I got the scroll.
Okay.
So I make my spellcraft check off of that, which is a 3rd level, so it's 18. It's hard to fail, but I can still fuck it up.
That's how it works in Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, Ezra,
I did not fail.
could I cast silence on you?
That would actually be a genius idea.
I'm going to do that. Let me see if I can find it. There it is.
How long does it last?
Da 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 da!
How long does silence last?
Let me click on the thing. It will last one round for one round per level. So I'll cast that later.
Yeah.
Once we get into a place where we need to be more quiet, then put it on.
Yeah, I'll cast that later.
Angie, it's better to throw that at the feet of a spellcaster so you can completely stop their casting.
At the same time, she's using it to counteract my clunking when I stealth.
Yeah.
So we're trotskiing along. Greenwood and I are like blending into the shadows. Alendra's okay.
Clank, clank,
Behind
clank comes
everyone,
Syria.
you hear Ezra just
Or
clonk,
Ezra.
clonk, 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 clonk,
Yeah.
clonk, clonk, clonk.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, Romir's mad stealthy.
Yeah, Greenwood, Eames,
I'm
and
not.
Fury left. Because I have
Oh my god.
suggest stealth.
Meanwhile, Ziria stands behind,
along
going, "Now, Ezra, I could cast silence on you, but it would really be more ambitious if I were to do it and wait for a spellcaster."
And you hear Zaria in the background, like banging pots and pans.
No, that's what Ziri is saying.
That's what
to you.
Ziri is
That's why
failing
he's
his stealth check
unstealth.
because he's too busy talking.
Yes, that was my point.
All right.
He's not used to not having the
Telepathy.
yes.
All right.
He's just so fucking loud.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we'll say this. Safaria sort of leads the way through the streets, Rainwood as well,
And Rob.
and Relmir. And you find yourself in the northwest corner of the stone wall that surrounds the old stone keep, and it bumps into the northern wall, sort of the classic, like you see them everywhere now, the wooden spiked pillars. And you find through the instructions that were given to you from, I think it was Ron, the entrance to the keep. You'll say the password. Say the
Want me to actually say the password?
Yes.
Password. Greatness is forever.
A stone doorway
Big butts.
will magically appear and slide open, and there is nothing but darkness beyond. And the party's sort of all there.
I have dark vision.
So do I.
Me too.
You have dark vision or low light vision?
I'm dark.
Dark vision.
Okay.
You have dark.
Ezra's blind as a bat because he's a human and he pulls out a torch and messes
Oh.
up
50 feet of
everyone
dark
else's
vision.
blind vision.
Why don't we hold off on the torch until we're like
Inside.
Yeah,
inside?
Elendra's-
This would be Ezra walking inside and putting a
Oh.
torch in.
Okay. Just checking.
Okay.
Well, Elendra was gonna take his hand and lead him through, but I guess, you know.
Are you kidding? Ezra would be falling over every crack in the floor.
So you begin to make your way in.
Alendra
Yep.
accidentally takes Saphiria's hands. Is just too like embarrassed to let go.
She really likes
like,
Zephyri
okay.
right now, okay?
So you all go in.
You're.
Yes.
All right.
Wait. Check for traps. I can't roll with this.
Oh yeah, you can't roll it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Here.
I need to look it up. I'm sorry. I
Here.
don't. Oh, okay.
Perception! Yay, I
And don't
rolled
forget to take a
16.
penalty because it's dark. That's a 25 for
34.
traps.
Okay. You don't detect any traps. What you do detect as you look beyond is just a winding corridor, just a single narrow hall that winds and twists.
Shall we?
We follow the corridor, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have
Yeah,
Ezra
nothing
lead the
else?
way.
We got nowhere
I'll be-
else to go.
I'll be right behind him.
I can
Right
take the
next
lead.
to
I
us.
can see here.
Well, with
Alright,
this torch, we can all see.
I'll pull up the back with the torch in the back so it doesn't mess up his dark vision.
Okay.
I don't think dark vision works like that.
No.
No, but it's fine. Ezra just wants to be able to see like everybody else.
Flavor text.
Okay, so you guys begin to make your way in. You had maybe what seems like forever, and then you sort of look over your shoulder, and all you can see is sort of a single glint in that remains of the secret entrance. You hear the sound
Wait,
of
hold
the
on.
door begin to close.
Can Okay, so it does close. Whew.
And it closes, and you hear shh. It locks. You guys find yourselves surrounded in darkness. Well, I know you can all see a little bit, but you see the winding passage beyond that should take you directly to the Lord's chamber, or at least that's what Ron told you. You brace yourselves for the impending action that will take place. I think that's probably a good place to stop.
No.
Sorry.
Gotta save
I don't know
something
about
for
you
next
guys,
week.
but I could keep going for a couple hours.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing, but then we won't have
Maybe
anything
not
for
like
next
a
week.
couple hours, but like yeah.
We will absolutely have to try and get the tournament done. I did all the maps and everything, but if we can't get to it,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got another hour, Raj, we could start with the castle mission and then.
I said let's stop now.
Okay.
Because it is 9, and I'll make it look nice and pretty for you guys. Make sure that everything's set up nicely. Right now, it could be a disaster. So, next week is the final episode for at least this season. If you all die, then it's the final episode of the series. And then you can start your evil campaign. Unless anybody else has got anything else for us, I'll say that to be continued.
By the way, we just had one of the viewers say, "Freaking awesome session, Raj."
Also,
Thank you.
I don't know if you saw what I typed in Skype, but apparently your creepy whispering shopkeeper gave one of my mods the tingles.
I was hoping that the guy who won over the crowd, the streamers, was Kahir.
The cast.
They did enjoy Kahir, I know that. Or Kaheen.
I worked on it. All week. Okay.
Yes.
Whoa.
Hey, well,
All right, sorry.
so, anything else?
I mean, not before we end the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing from me.
I'm gonna end the
Thank you
stream.
guys for watching the stream, by the way. Thank you for sitting in. It's a huge honor.
Yes, thank you very much for everybody who came in
coming.
and watched. Is that a spider that just dropped? That spider is totally dropping down from my ceiling. Awesome. I'm going to bid you all farewell, and thanks for watching. Come back next week for the conclusion of Season 3, and have a good night.